These are the stories we're following today. We've got breaking news out of Decatur County as indictments come down in the Holly Bobo case.
There's a bill on the table that could cause businesses to pay their employees more money.
See what happens when you combine Cajun and country as Mardi Gras travels to Nashville. Your news starts right now.
Live from Studio 2 in the College of Mass Communications from the campus of Middle Tennessee State University, this is the News 3 Report.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Aaron Cantrell.
And I'm Rachel Moody. Welcome to News 3's Blue Team News.
We join Alex Urkula for the breaking news out of Decatur County.
A beautiful young woman is led into the woods by a mysterious captor, never to be seen again. The Holly Bobo case has captivated us from the start, and after today, this mystery may be solved. Anticipation was high as family and friends gathered at the Decatur County Jail to hear news from the TBI about what happened to Holly Bobo. The news they got was devastating. TBI Director Mark Gwynn confirmed their worst fears.
Decatur County Grand Jury handed down indictment of especially aggravated kidnapping and first-degree felony murder on Zachary Rye Adams.
Zachary Adams. The 3-year-long investigation zeroed in on him last week when the TBI executed search warrants for his property on Adams Lane in Parsons, Tennessee. This isn't his first run-in with the law, and it seems this alleged killer has a dark and violent past. In 2004, he shot his own mother in the knee. In 2011, just 3 months after Bobo's disappearance, he choked, punched, and threatened to kill a young woman. And just last month, he put a gun to a young woman's head and threatened to gut her. But some of Adam's family and friends think that this checkered past has tainted the minds of investigators.
They trying to blame Zach because he's an outlaw. That's what I think. And maybe if I offend anybody for saying that, I apologize. But I think he's an old country boy, and he's been in dope so long that now, by God, they trying to hang him.
Officials aren't saying what they have on Adams or what they have found over the past 6 days on his property. But whatever it is, it's enough to crush the hopes of a family and a community that have prayed, suffered, and hoped for a miracle for the past 3 years. Now, Zachary Adams is being held without bond and is due back in court March 11th.
Thanks, Alex. It's been a long 3 years for the community of Darden, Tennessee. We take a look back of when news broke over the disappearance of Holly Bobo.
I know my heart goes out to her.
It was a normal spring day back in April of 2011. Holly Bobo was a young, vibrant UT Martin student with a bright future ahead of her. But that future was cut short on the morning of April 13th when she was led into the deep woods behind her home in Darden, Tennessee. Bobo's disappearance left the community devastated and frantic on what exactly happened to her.
And you know, you're trying to get anything, any little evidence, it's, you know, it just helps, you know. So.
The blonde-haired nursing student picture is posted across town with the $250,000 reward. Pink ribbons hang in her honor in the hope she is safely returned home.
When something happens, the community just pulls together because, I mean, you know them, and this hits home. Like, you think, oh, I live in a small town, everything's safe, and apparently it's not.
But that hope was crushed when TBI announced indictments for her murder.
To prove that she was taken forcefully from her home without her consent. Based upon the evidence that we have before us, we also feel that she was killed in the perpetration of kidnapping.
With all hope now gone for her safe return, family and friends come together to take in the news.
Another devastation, another sock in the stomach, another letdown.
But there are still many unanswered questions, like where is the body? Why did Zachary do it? And did he act alone? But for now, grieving family and community can only hold on to the memory of the beautiful young woman and pray for justice for the one that took Holly Bobo away from them. Officials aren't releasing any statement on how Holly Bobo and Zachary Adams knew each other, but Holly's mom was Adams' fourth-grade teacher.
The sweep of winter weather in Middle Tennessee causes the largest university in the state to do something they aren't used to doing.
We're very hesitant on closing campus because we're a very large university with a lot of moving parts.
Empty parking lots, snow-covered lawns, and flooding made this campus look like a ghost town. Students enjoyed the snow day away from campus as officials expressed their concern for the road conditions.
There's some icy spots in different places, areas where you have like culverts and stuff that run under the road. That part of the road gets colder a lot faster. Therefore, it'll freeze over a lot quicker, and it stays.
The roads did not refreeze Monday night, and students returned to normal class schedules on Tuesday. The Murfreesboro Sheriff's Department seized more than $160,000 worth of counterfeit merchandise. The high-end merchandise came from Crazy C's liquidation on West College Street after a search warrant was served. Some of the items taken included North Face jackets, gloves, beanies, designer headphones, and Under Armour clothing.
A decision to raise pay for workers is currently in the air and has Democrats leaning towards Republicans to get on board with their decision.
There's a bill that's in the works that already has Democrats, Republicans, and those affected all stirred up. The bill is to increase minimum wage from $7.25 to $10.10, but was put on hold last Wednesday by Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid.
It'd be nice to make more money.
When we asked an associate what she thought, this is what she had to say.
The bill should be passed quick, fast, and in a hurry because as a hardworking American, let alone a college graduate, I am struggling.
Currently, there aren't enough votes in favor of the bill, and Democrats need Republicans to step up and help out by voting.
Not to have this vote is to abdicate our responsibility that we have to the middle class.
Democrats believe by passing the bill, it will help get billions out of poverty.
Put it on the floor. Let's have a vote.
Republicans, on the other hand, consider it a job killer because, according to the debate, billions more will lose jobs.
The last thing we need to be doing right now in our country is passing legislation that destroys even more jobs.
Though both sides have been given, you still have some associates who are still torn right down the middle.
There's good points and bad points. In the end, it's one of those things that it really should go down to a bigger vote, I believe. Maybe we should get more opinions outside of Congress.
Poverty will decrease and jobs will be lost. But who is the real winner of the bill if passed? The Democrats or the Republicans? That is the biggest question.
If the House passes the bill, it will then need to go through the Senate before a decision is announced. Have you been wondering what's been going on around you? Well, let's go around the world in 2 minutes. Our first stop is in Pakistan, where officials are trying to discover who attacked a court office. Officers arrived to a scene with no suspects, frantic citizens, and injured people. The man said, "I heard the shooting, so I came outside. I saw a man right in front of me wielding a gun and shooting. I screamed out to everyone, 'Run.'" During the attacks, one lawyer got severely hurt. He was shot in the stomach, and nearby people rushed him to the hospital before ambulance services arrived. The courtrooms are surrounded by restaurants, markets, and schools. They were eventually shut down. The attackers were wearing suicide vests and had grenades with them. When officers arrived to the scene, they found out the suspects threw down their AK-47s and ran off.
You sort of wake up in the morning expecting Reva still to give a phone call.
The trial is still ongoing while unanswered questions will hopefully be solved. He faces the charge of premeditated murder. The trial began on Monday and should last around 3 weeks. The family of Reva wants to focus on the memory of her and all that she has done instead of the murder case. We'll keep you updated on the trial.
A helping hand can go a long way, and that is what one foundation is doing here in Middle Tennessee. The Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee has awarded $20,000 to 5 nonprofit organizations. These Rutherford County groups earned the money, and because they address the community's needs. They include Elders First Adult Day Service, MTSU's presentation of the LGBT
before crossing the street. But with the recent spike in pedestrian deaths, is looking both ways really enough?
Just like what Mom said when you were 5 years old, look both ways before you cross the street.
MTSU police expressed that just because you are in a crosswalk doesn't mean you should assume that you're going to be safe.
We recommend that everybody exercise due caution because not everybody is the most attentive driver in the world. Sometimes people are going a little too fast. Sometimes they're distracted.
Students believe that more awareness needs to be present for drivers and pedestrians.
It needs to be changed somehow to make it so drivers know more easily that, you know, people are walking across the road.
If people were more cognizant of what they were doing and driving or walking, it wouldn't be, you know, such an issue. But
officials say that drivers and pedestrians should put down their phones and be more aware of their surroundings to hopefully prevent more accidents on the roadways. And when we come back, Mardi Gras comes to Nashville.
And could the warm weather finally be here to stay? All that and more after this.
Now, as you may or may not know, it's Mardi Gras season, and usually you'd have to travel down to Louisiana to celebrate the festivities. But if you're in Nashville this weekend, then you know that the parade came to you.
Celebration made its way to Riverfront Park in downtown Nashville, and folks packed the streets and rose to the occasion with their festive beads and masquerade masks, and even some couples reliving their past Mardi Gras memories.
We went to New Orleans for the Jazz Fest for our honeymoon 12 years ago, and it's nice down there, but it's better to stay at home.
I'm here for the party because it's Mardi Gras, y'all, Nashville.
Other locals are just enjoying the new entertainment for the growing city.
This is new for Nashville. I love Nashville. It's growing, and this is the time to have fun and get crazy and show we can get down and have fun.
Just for fun, yeah. Just because I've never even been to New Orleans, so this is it right here.
The city still stuck to their southern roots with a little cornhole and some country music. But what caught my eye the most was a man holding up a sign offering to give free hugs to the festival goers. And who doesn't like free stuff? We're down here in downtown Nashville where you don't have to go all the way to New Orleans to celebrate Mardi Gras. And this man holding this sign behind me is showing love and giving out free hugs.
Yeah, I got the idea of free hugs from a video on YouTube,
And there's actually an organization called the Free Hugs campaign.
Ed said he's just a happy guy who likes to see others happy.
Support, happiness and, the peace and love and connection. There's a lot of connection. Literally and figuratively, there's connection into it. And so I just picked up on the idea a few years ago, and it felt a little awkward at first, but, after a while, I got used to it.
From MTSU News 3, I'm Chris Gray.
It's always good to see people spreading joy to others, but the real Mardi Gras festivities take place in New Orleans all week, and it lasts all the way up until March the 4th. Looks like Paula Deen is back kicking her way through the business world, and she's doing it all with a little help of some fried chicken. Plans to open a new restaurant in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee by the end of this May. The restaurant, titled Paula Deen's Family Kitchen, will be known for some southern fried food. This is the first of many attempts to rebuild her new brand since her public apology for her past racial comments. Now, there are plenty of places on campus to get great food on MTSU's campus, but is the lack of variety on the menus hard to swallow for the herbivores on campus? The new student union brought 7 new eateries to campus. However, the items on the menus are filled with high-calorie, meat-based dishes, like Popeye's Chicken, which is one of the most visited restaurants. But there are a variety of vegetarian options on campus that Aramark reps say students have to seek out for themselves. Students who abstain from meat seem to be content with the options on campus.
Popeyes, oddly enough, red beans and rice is vegetarian, and I think it's quite tasty. Their coleslaw is vegetarian. Their macaroni and cheese is vegetarian.
Amen Corner is an all-black play set in an all-black church. As part of Black History Month, the play opened last weekend at MTSU's Tucker Theater, and reporter Justin Beasley was there to witness the play's historic achievement.
But every soul needs prayer, Sister Mom.
It was the very first all-black theater performance in the history of Middle Tennessee State University. The all-black play featured students attending MTSU, and every one of the actors in the play are religious, as Amen Corner's overall theme was about overcoming adversity in life.
There are lessons to be learned in the play, and it's a lot of hardships that you have to deal with, and I think that everybody can really relate to it. So
I've been, brought up in a very, Christian family, and so it's really close to home.
Although the play is not considered a musical, it had a lot of spiritual praise and jazz music.
I guarantee you that. The boy loves music. I hope you don't mean he loves music more than he loves the Lord.
We have had plays dealing with race and dealing with sort of things like that, but to actually have an all-black play is something amazing and so good, and I was really excited because it is an all-black play and it's something that's new and different that we've never done before.
New and different it is, but 5 to 10 years from now, senior Pauline McGowan wants it to be a place students can see often.
It's pretty, rewarding, and it's a huge accomplishment because it's my senior year. I'm graduating in May, and I just, kind of did some kind of milestone here, and I left a legacy.
Reporting for News 3,
it just went away.
I'm Justin Beasley.
Originally, the play was actually going to be performed in the fall semester until the department decided February would be the best time. When we're born, the first thing we learn to drink is milk. But did you ever think that the older you get, the less you'll be able to digest it?
People come to stores such as Walmart to find all kinds of dairy products, milk, yogurt, and even ice cream are all items individuals love to enjoy. Most people that have a not so good reaction to milk aren't allergic. People with lactose intolerant can't digest the sugar, lactose, that is found in milk.
It was when I had a bowl of cereal is really when it hits me when I have milk, and I just, didn't feel good afterwards.
Lactose stops being produced in the body between the ages of 2 and 5. What ends up in the colon is undigested sugar. This causes
bad stomach pains, very bad. It's just horrible.
There is one step you can take to make sure the pain does not take place.
I take a dairy supplement. I try to at least every time before I partake in any dairy product, and that usually it helps it a lot.
Reporting for News 3, I'm Markeisha Garman.
USA Today states that 60% of adults can't digest milk. LaRachel, that fog yesterday was insane.
I tell you, it's been really crazy. I was barely able to leave my house today, but Alex Urkula has more on the weather and the fog.
Rachel, Aaron, it was very thick fog. I was actually driving in it this morning, especially the higher elevations in the Cumberland Plateau area, some very dangerous driving conditions. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got going on right now. Current temperatures in Murfreesboro are 54 degrees. It's a little bit rainy outside. The humidity is at 86% and it feels about like 64. So it feels pretty good out there in area weather in Middle Tennessee. We've got 49 right now in Murfreesboro, 53 in Manchester. We've got 53 in Columbia, 46 up in Clarksville, 47 in Waverly, and 51 in Jackson. Jackson had that ice and snow that hit West Tennessee pretty hard, so they're getting a nice thaw out. Speaking of people that need a thaw, take a look at this picture of Niagara Falls, and it is completely frozen over, and you can tell that our friends up there in western New York definitely need some warmer temperatures, so we'll be thankful for what we have here. Going into tonight's lows, we're going to go down to 33 in Murfreesboro, 31 in Nashville, a little bit chilly down in Lawrenceburg at 31, and 34 over in Jackson. So relatively staying above the freezing mark in most places, so that'll be nice to keep roads nice and clean and to keep it nice and drivable, good conditions. Hope that fog doesn't set back in. Tomorrow's highs, we've got 59 in Murfreesboro, partly sunny skies over in Lawrenceburg at 53, 56 in Jackson. We've got 55 in Crossville and 59 in Salina. So it looks good out there, but will this stick around? Let's take a look and see what's going on with our weekend weather. Our 5-day forecast, Thursday, today, we had a little bit of a rain. Tomorrow, Friday, 59 degrees, partly sunny. Saturday looks pretty good, 65, a little bit of chance of rain. Sunday, still pretty warm at 57. And Monday, we're looking at around 66 degrees. So the 5-day forecast not looking too bad. And that's all for weather. Aaron and Rachel.
Thanks, Alex. When we come back, sports reporter Chris Gray talks about senior night for the Blue Raiders.
And one man saves a life. All that and more after this. Welcome back. And for all you sports fans out there, we have lots of juicy sports stories coming up.
Yeah, I'm hearing something about Vanderbilt. Let's have Chris Gray join us right now for sports.
Guys, we start tonight's sportscast with information following the DUI of Vanderbilt defensive line coach Vavae Tata. Reports say he's out of a job, but is he? Tata joined the team on January 24th and was suspended from the team not even 3 weeks after joining it, blowing a 1.8 on a breathalyzer test, hitting 2 parked cars. According to Vandy spokesperson Rod Williamson, he confirmed that Tata, however, remains employed with the university but would not coach the Vanderbilt football team this year. The Lady Raiders celebrated Mardi Gras in a big way last night as head coach Rick Insell clinched the 1,000th win against Tulane. Coach Insell combines his 225 wins with Middle Tennessee and his 775 wins with Shelbyville Central. This makes him the Middle Tennessee's all-time winningest coach. Middle Tennessee now gears up for the Conference USA Championship, which will be in El Paso, Texas. Their first game will be the quarterfinal round next Thursday, March 13th. All right, switching over to MTSU men's basketball, they battled it out against Rice on their senior day and was their last home game of the year. The Raiders sported their true blue uniforms in honor of the seniors and got it rolling early as Sean Jones left wide open at the key to drain the jumper. He wasn't done yet as he later drives the lane and throws it down with the dunk plus the foul and a little flex to add. Raiders rolled in this one, and chemistry showed with this ball movement as the Raiders cruised past Rice with a score of 65-41. Head coach Kermit Davis weighs in on how important this win was for senior day.
Did a fabulous job about Blue Pride Day, and it was just a great senior day for men and the women.
Speaking of which, just talk about timeout. A freshman from
Now here's a look at a few other scores across Middle Tennessee. A lot of sports went on this past weekend. Vanderbilt wasn't as lucky as they are drilled by the Volunteers 76-38. Belmont takes it to Jacksonville State 76-53. And some nail-biting endings for the teams in the OVC. TSU barely falls to Eastern Kentucky, and Austin Peay squeaks by UT Martin 88-85, sorry. As for baseball, 2 6-5 games as MTSU rolls past Kent State and Belmont barely closes. More convincing wins by Vanderbilt as they beat Stanford 5-1, and Austin Peay beat Bradley University with ease with a score of 10-1. Switching over to home team with the NHL, the Preds fall short to the Winnipeg Jets with a score of 3-1 at Bridgestone Arena. Some tough games and a few blowouts, but nonetheless a pretty interesting week in sports. Guys?
Thanks, Chris. A helpless dog stranded on a Texas highway gets a little help from a stranger. This yellow lab didn't stand a chance until one man showed up. He heard about the dog on the radio, and he immediately rushed to help. He put out a sandwich and lured her into his truck and took her to the vet. The timing was critical, as vets say that dog had broken bones and internal bleeding. Vets say that she had a chance thanks to the man who turned around to save her life. And that's our News 3's report for this afternoon.
And now Alex informed you all about the 5-day forecast, and you know how the weather will impact your spring break. So if you're traveling, just make sure you dress occasionally and stay warm out there. Thank you for joining us.